G'day campers, how are we? And welcome to another Thursday Night Live, and I'm stoked. But I'm not even going to even open the night. I'm going to throw straight over to Thomas. Thomas, please repeat what you just said.
So we're just talking before, and I was talking about 2021 and what this year is for each and every one of us. And we all have a plan and also evidently a purpose in life. But, I'm not the cliche kind of guy in the sense of, this is a year and driving home that. But if we just obey the vision and the plan that we have for this year, why can't we have that great year? Why can't we step into new things and make 2021 the one that makes us win? And
why can't it be? Why can't it be? And I think that's a beautiful way to start it, and it's a beautiful way to start the Thursday Night Lives, because last year we learnt a lot. We learnt a lot of different opportunities, and we're going to have more this year. But the thing for me that's just the thing that's filling my heart is that we're going to be working together a lot more. And tonight we're here with Angela, Alan, and Thomas, and we're here to learn a little bit about our hosts, because we're going to have a big year this year, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you for joining us. So welcome, Alan.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Welcome, Angela.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Look, and that's basically it. Hi, everyone. How are you? It's a new year. We're having another crack. We're going to get our challenges this year. Definitely. But before we get into the new year, I would really love for each of us to share your biggest lesson from last year. Last year was an interesting year. I want to close it out with a big lesson we all learned. So I'm actually, because Thomas, you opened up so well, we're going to go straight to you, mate.
Yeah, wow. Straight under the bus.
On the bus.
Welcome.
Under the bus. I'm just going to refocus. There we go. I'm refocused. Sorry. That was disturbed me a little bit. Yeah, so 2020, biggest lesson was honest and honesty, and really being truthful to who I am. And what has caused me to get to where we are today, or where I was in 2020. And so that brought up a lot of shit. Sorry to drop the curses already, but we're only 2 minutes 45 in, and it's already S-bombs. But it could get worse, but no, we'll keep it tame. But it really had to go deep. And that was the biggest and hardest thing for me in 2020. But it was what came from that space that really gave me the understanding and the blessing out of 2020. And so that was a little 12-year-old sister. So I couldn't get to love her and reconnect family and build family if I wasn't who I am. And with being honest and truthful to a woman that could have took it all away, as she had the power to take it all away, or to approve everything, and being open and honest and real with that, and coming in with a little bit of grace over top of that. That's what really was the biggest lesson and blessing in 2020 for me.
Awesome. I'm enjoying seeing that happiness in your smile, mate. That's a good one. So thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Angela, what was your biggest lesson for 2020?
Self-compassion. I really got that, because I don't know. I'm one of those people who just keeps going and just keeps going and keeps going, because, that's what I learned. And last year I came to a place where I just couldn't hold it anymore. And I had a lot of deaths in my nearest environment. I had several things came together, and within 24 hours, I found out several really bad news, and I just cracked. And I thought, I'm the emotional productivity expert. I can deal with this. I'll take a week or two off and then I'm done. Nope, I wasn't. I needed 6 weeks before I could actually feel that I was starting to function again. And it was really wonderful that during that time I learned to accept that this is where I was at. But what was even more wonderful, that everyone around me totally supported me. my family, my friends, my clients, everyone. I did not have a single person say, come on, you can do this, just get a grip on yourself and just keep going. Everybody said, no, take time out, reset, just do this. And I felt so supported. And it was just wonderful. So lemons turned into lemonade.
I remember it vividly, and I remember the discussion afterwards, and it really changed me learning how important that was. So that was a big moment for me too last year. So thank you for that. So, Alan.
The biggest lesson for me last year was around connectivity, because I share a lot of my life with people, but for every grain there's another bushel that I don't share. And I have been pretty much a loner most of my life. And the Campfire Project and all the people like yourselves and the people who have come in and told their one-on-ones, which is 240 people have actually shared their stories so far, which is absolutely magic. That, and we've heard all the way through last year about being physically distanced. What was it now? Socially distanced. And it really should have been physically distanced, because we were distanced from everybody. But what you guys did in April for my birthday party, how many continents did you bring together for that event? The number, as I said, my whole business is in teaching people how to build their relationships and things like that. And if I looked at my bank account, and my bank account is measured in relationships, I'm a multi-billionaire from everything that came through last year. And one thing that really showed me was that when we allow ourselves to be connected to other people, just how much it can change your life. On all those years I've spent, and there's been a lot of them, I'm about to turn 69. There's been a lot of years I've lived on my own. Yeah, I know I look like I'm 85, but there you go.
You said that one, Alan. We didn't say that.
I thought I just did it for you, Thomas. I know what you're like, mate.
His own bus, Thomas. It's his own bus.
That's right.
But this is the beautiful part of it, the joking and everything, because a lot of people will hear somebody say something and they will pull back and get upset about it. But in here, people who joke with you, and if you're okay with that joking, you each know you got each other's back. And it's a real camaraderie. It's, these days, a lot of people haze each other, whereas before it was teasing. And that teasing, you knew who was the people you could you could support, and who would support you, who would watch your back. And then it turned into hazing. But the thing that really drove it home, as I said, was connectivity. We are socially connected no matter where we are, in what environment we're in. We've got so much connection there, just with all the one-on-ones that have been reposting in the Campfire Project. There's a video going up every day. We've got the panel discussions about to, they'll be repeated shortly, but we've got 95 panel discussions I've done. Scott, you've done 35 of these before tonight's one. And so between that, we've got 140 videos of panel discussions. If anybody feels lonely, you've got a lot of hours to get through. You sit down and watch those videos and get connected to everybody. You may not have to talk to them straight face to their face, but by listening to them, engage, get conversations going. Connectivity, definitely the thing for me in last year, and more of that this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like connectivity, like there's a lot of connection going on in and around the campfire, and some of the conversations I had last year just brought myself connected with so many people. Like I'm sure most of you are AI because I've never met you, but I'm so connected with you. It's just amazing, So and for me, it was the importance of important and just realizing how beautiful we actually all are. If you haven't heard, I talk about the pen, and we're all pens, and it's amazing. And the amount of experience, the empathy that I have, because I get the opportunity to hear people's stories. And it's so important, those stories, to share those, because when we share those stories, the importance actually comes out in our emotions when we speak. And it is fantastic. So last year, I learned so much from people, and I'm just forever grateful. And so I can't wait to see what we're going to do this year. So thank you for sharing our little lessons. I'm going to move over to I've got some questions tonight. I actually want some specific answers because I want the Campfire community to know us a bit better. I want them to know us a little bit better about the things we enjoy in life and what it is and what makes us tick. So I'm going to ask you, Alan, what are you excited about this year?
Well, I've been working on in my business in the area of relationships and getting people to understand. As I said, if you're able to read somebody and understand them, you can communicate with them more effectively. This year, the number of connections I've had, like last year, I was up for 8 awards as a finalist. I picked up 3 major ones, and there's one more to go at the end of February, and we'll see how that one goes. But they were not so much an accolade of what I've done, but of what people have started to appreciate. Because one of the biggest things that we've found in COVID was the lack of leadership in a lot of cases because people were trained as managers. Now they're starting to realise that how important it is to build relationships. And so I'm always talking about relationships, whether I'm talking business or the Campfire Project. My spiritual journey and my business journey, they're just connected all the time. They don't separate. And so for me, it's, as I said, this since Christmas, I've been interviewed 8 times now. And what day are we now? The 9th of, or the 11th of the month, whatever it is.
Yeah,
and so, just in January alone, so many people wanting to know what I do. I've got a lot of partnerships out of that. So one of my targets, as you know, as a leader, was to get out of the driver's seat. It's to bring other people up to your level so they can take over, which has been happening big time in the Campfire Project with all of you guys taking on roles. It's the same thing in my life as well. So what I'm setting out in my business world is to create and train my competition because we need more people doing what I'm doing, but they've got to be doing it right. So I've got a moral obligation to train them. And in that, it's starting to change lives. So I get a massive joy out of hearing people that their personal relationships have improved with their spouse, their kids are happier, their work life is happier. I get a real joy out of seeing people achieve and knowing that the part that they've played in doing that has been, they're the ones in control of their life. All I do is facilitate it and I can sit back and enjoy that. And that's what's been happening this year.
Awesome. So big year ahead, I think.
Definitely. And there's a lot more changes for the Campfire Project, which I'll talk about in a little bit.
No worries. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thomas.
So what am I excited about? Yeah. Culture and cars really is my excitement for 2021. Now, culture, I'm proud to be a Koori. I love my culture. People might have a tarnished view on culture, but you know what? I believe in this year's NAIDOC Week theme, which is healing country, healing our nation. And so the project that I am doing a part of with Abigail Barnes, we are writing a second version of her first book. Her first book is called Encounters, Walks of Faith. And so we are collabing to do the second one, which is Encounters, Yarns of Faith, healing country, healing our nation. And so same principle as the first book, as well as the same principle as the Campfire. We are shining a light on 18 stories within culture because of how beautiful their spirit is, because of how beautiful they are. And unfortunately, just like all of us, we all have shit that we've gone through. And so out of that shit, what have they produced that has benefited our culture? And unfortunately, it's been whitewashed with all the public relations, propaganda, publicity, stuff like that. So we want to drive that out and pull that out because we believe that that's what our country needs to start healing. And yeah, so that's one. I get the pleasure of interviewing 18 incredible people. Also, I'm bringing that flavor to the Campfire. And so I can't wait to be Jacob Watson is doing the artwork at the moment. And so he's got the inspo of the Campfire, people gathering around the campfire in traditional Aboriginal art. And so it's going to be beautiful and stunning. So there might be a little bit of improvement in branding from my version. But that's all right. I'm a young fella, and so I'm pretty in tune with a bit of marketing and branding trends. So that's all right.
Everything's open to the upgrading.
And then also my other passion is cars. And so I had the absolute pleasure to launch a little event business that I thought was only going to be little, but we now have the big plan and the big vision to evidently change and upgrade. I love that word, Alan. Upgrade the car scene or the car culture here in Newcastle. And so I launched a little car meet here in Newcastle with 8 cars. Excuse me. And when I say supercars, I'm talking about Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, the very expensive baller kind of cars. So yeah, very, very much a dream car, which now is no longer a dream. It's now becoming a reality. And so, yeah, we put that event on, 8 cars, 6 only turned up from my original list, which was about $2.5 million worth of cars. And then by the end of the day, we had 15 cars there and over $4 million worth of value. Wow. And so, yeah, it was the location was successful. It was beautiful down on Tugberth Road, right across from pit lane for the V8 supercars here in Newcastle. The weather was stunning. And yeah, it was a great time. And so out of that, there is a lot of things happening for that in the city. I'm proud to be at the table of them people. I'm just a 27-year-old Koori that is broke and just decided to take a step of faith and put this little thing on because I saw the vision. And so and I said to myself, why not? And I knew that, as Alan was talking about relationships, the relationships between the supercar owners and myself was a good relationship, and that has grown dramatically. And so 2021 really is shining for me, shining a light on who I am, my culture, my car passion, and the Campfire, but also through the strengthening of relationships. So yeah, that's what I'm excited for, and I'm excited to get a new car. So. That's coming soon. Can't wait to get my Audi RS3.
So it's the Triple C here.
Sorry?
Campfire Culture Cars, Triple C.
Yes, and to throw in a little bit of Christ in there as well. So 4 Cs.
Love it.
It's going to be a C for a year. It's going to be a C for a year, and it's going to blow up. I tell you. So
here's the thing, though, right?
A C for a year. That's brilliant.
It's not a dollar amount on it. You're chasing your dream. You love those cars. You've got things in life, you know, and that for me is what everything's about. Your eyes lit up. It's awesome. Thank you so much for that. So,
thanks, Bill.
No, gold. Angela, what are you excited about this year?
You know the difference between anxiety and excitement? There isn't really that one. It just depends on how you look at it. Like, you know, are you expecting the best or are you expecting the worst? Yeah. And at the moment, I'm feeling a little bit like, am I going to get I don't know. Do you know the story about the father who has 2 sons? One is an optimist and one is a pessimist. And he says to them, what do you want? To the little boy who was the pessimist. And he says, I want a room for all the toys in the world. And he says to the optimist, and what would you like? Well, just whatever you want to give me, that's going to be great. So he gives the pessimist the room full of toys, and the little boy goes around, and his face gets longer and longer, and he says, well, I bet there are toys that are in the world that are not here. I don't think you got them all. Anyway, so he shows the other room to the other little boy, he opens the door, and the room is just full of manure, just up to the ceiling, full of manure. And the little boy smiles, runs away, and comes back with a shovel. And his father said, what are you doing? And he starts shoveling madly. And he said, well, with all the shit in here, there's got to be a pony in there somewhere.
Yes.
Oh, that's gold.
And it's a little bit that feeling that I've got at the moment, because it was just this year was just, the last year was just so challenging that this year I feel like I'm shoveling and I'm going, there is a pony in here somewhere. So,
Yes.
Can I ask? Can you let us know when you find the pony? Because you'll find it.
well, I'm working on my project that I've been working on for a long time. It's my emotional productivity program. And I have not really I have taught it in person to many people, but the goal was always to put it online so a lot of people could do it. And I haven't done it. And I'm finally getting around to doing it. I'm finally doing it. And the thing is, that means I have to be the face, which is something that I'm not really comfortable with, because for me, being in the campfire is wonderful because it's such a safe place.
And let me just put some perspective into here, right? Alan is the campfire face. I'm pretty sure yours is going to be a little bit more better.
Okay,
And I said before,
moving right along.
Sorry.
Yeah, help pace people up. We don't worry. In here you can be as rude as you want to be, and Thomas does that. So, hey,
this is such a safe space that I have
Very
always
safe.
felt very comfortable showing up. But now I'm going out there and really, showing myself, because I am doing outside videos as well. Last year I did my hashtag 52 emotions campaign, and this year I'm doing my hashtag 52 needs. But this year I'm also doing videos. So for every need, I'm interviewing a person. So I've already interviewed Alan, and on the need to be heard, obviously. And, and it's a whole new skill set for me to, because doing one-on-one interviews is one thing, letting people tell their story is great, but actually talking to people about what does this need mean to you? How does it show up in the world? All of that, and participating in that's very different kettle of fish. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm also going, is it a pony?
it's a pony, definitely.
That's going to be my quote for the year. That was a pony.
Don't worry about all the shit that come with it. It was a pony.
No, that's exactly. Hey, look at it. Anything good does come with that. So, yeah. Thank you, Angela. So, for me, this year's going to be more growth. I've got it. It's interesting. It depends on what this year throws at me, but I want to get this run from Sydney to Melbourne done. I want to get this done because it's really important to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing my father again. I haven't seen him since the interview. We've spoken a few times on the phone. So I'll have part 2 of that coming up. And I really want to focus on men reconnecting with their fathers. I want to do that a lot more. I want to talk about that a lot more, because then that's going to help us men be better fathers too. We won't have to carry that emotional baggage anymore. And I did a great interview, which was coming up next week with John Craig. Just phenomenal. So this year's going to be a big year for all of us. And I'm looking forward to bringing all the stories into the campfire. And one of the things for me, Thomas, which I'm actually going to be hitting you up on, is I learned a lot about culture last year and in country. I want to learn more. And my run that I intend to do, it's to do with, I seriously believe that through the great help of Kylie Hutchinson, that pain is a ball. And it stays that ball. It doesn't change. The only way to make pain feel smaller is for your life to get bigger around it. And to get bigger around it, you need to learn more. You need to grow more. So my whole point of running from Sydney to Melbourne is to do it with my pain point, with my father. Go and learn about country. Go there to learn so that we grow together, so our relationship becomes bigger than the pain. And then hopefully bring my son in to finish the journey. So, it's a big year.
Can I just stop and applaud that for a minute? I don't believe, I'm not sure what your culture background is, or where it derives from, if there is any Indigenous in you. But if there's not, can we just congratulate that? Because that's the step. This year and coming up to here, I've just learned about a biblical story, the David and Goliath story. Well, 20 plus years later, he's still fighting the same enemy, but he's now the king, right? And so how do we, he almost got killed in that moment because of the thing that Israel wanted. Israel wanted a king. He killed Goliath and overcome that. He tried on the king's armor at that, but it didn't fit. The king's armor now fits, right? But he's using old tactics, right? This tactic here is the tactic we need to start in healing country, healing our nation, right? Because it's no longer us that need to step up and show yous what our culture is. It's yous coming and talking to us, because we are willing to come and sit with you and talk with you and show you that what the narrative is of publicity, of the government, of whatever story you're telling might not is definitely not accurate, because you're hearing it from second hand and third hand and fourth hand and fifth hand, right? Come and sit with a real second and the first hand person, because unfortunately, and this is really sad, some of them still are alive. Yeah. The stolen generation, it's only 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, whatever it is, it's not so many years ago. And we still need to realize that. And so when we come and sit with someone firsthand, that's when healing comes, So thank you for that.
No, and thank you for bringing that up, because it's become a passion of mine, healing trauma. And I look at life, and this is I'm going to clarify it, this is my personal opinion. I believe as the English, Irish that came over here to conquer. Didn't come to understand country. We didn't come to understand and grow with the people. We came here to develop our land, the lands, and grow their culture. I don't blame anybody who came over, because that was the way of the times. And if you go through history, it's always been a war of come take, go take, go take. No one's ever gone into a country to say, hey, listen, we're coming here to learn you. I want to grow from this experience. Can we grow together? This year, I want to grow together. I grew last year because I sat and asked questions. I asked Angela, what does it feel like to have a penis inside you? I don't know. But I asked in a place that I could ask, because I was actually just wanting to know the answer without anything else. Help me understand. How do we heal trauma? We go to understand. And then we can both walk together, because we both grow and we become bigger than the pain. Oh, sorry. I was just going
to say, for those that are listening to this as well, in that last comment with Angela, that was a panel discussion that was that Scott had on Does Size Matter?
And that was, and I said to Scott afterwards, pardon me, Scott, but that was very typical male. Foreplay, first question. What does it feel like to have a man inside of you? Well, what warm up?
Yeah.
That's how we do it yeah.
But that's the whole point, Angela. Until we learn how to communicate, that's the way it's going to be. You taught me so much in that conversation about love and connection, and how important it is to have that love and connection. Like it is, and we talked outside, and I said, look, does size matter? Yeah, probably, maybe, but it's got nothing to do with the lasting impressions of the emotions of connection that you have. You have those connections, you live longer. And it's go on sidetrack to come back, but as a young guy, I didn't treat women well. I didn't know how to be emotionally involved with women. I went there and did for me and didn't care about anything else.
Yeah.
I don't want my son to do that. I want my son to have that love in his heart.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
see, and we're talking about generational trauma. So I think we've been in a trance. We've been passing on patterns and behaviors from generation to the next generation. And as Thomas was saying, it's like culture can also be something that can actually be not a negative, but it can be something that stops us from developing, because we go, that's just the way it is. That's the way we do things around here. Yep. And I grew up like that. I grew up as this is just the way we do things around here. You are just a girl. I mean, I grew up with a grandmother who used to say to me, Angela, a woman always walks the lower path. And I was like, no, she doesn't. And I had, and it was tough, that struggle. And I grew up with the typical, what men thought they had to be: strong, resilient, emotionally dead, medicating their emotions, and it was just, I had a conversation with Pauline Crawford-Oms this morning, and we talked about, the different types of men and women, and how some of them are just not that great for, raising children and all of that. And that's the thing that I want to work on, giving people the skills, like Alan, teaching people how to read people. My goal is to have, so for people to have the skills that I didn't learn, setting boundaries, saying these are my needs, recognizing my emotions, and saying, you know what, I'm really upset right now, instead of going, everything's fine, it's all good. Yeah. And listening skills. We don't learn to listen. I mean, Alan and I we talked about this for the longest time. We don't listen to hear, we listen to respond. And when we deal with children, we don't say, you've got wisdom. I mean, you being interviewed by your son, Scott, was the most magnificent moment. I was sitting there and cheering. Because I grew up with, you're just a child. And I'm sitting and going, children have a lot to say. We can learn so much from them. And if we can teach people to listen in a different way, and if I can do that, and I have had that. I actually had a client who brought his wife into a session who burst into tears when she saw me. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. And then she gave me the biggest hug and she said, I finally have a father who listens, a husband who listens. My teenage son has a father who was trying to understand him. Doesn't always succeed, but he makes a really good effort, which is something he had never done before. And if I can contribute to that and people can take that on, then talking about purpose, Thomas, then I have done my bit. So that's what I'm passionate about. And I think we all are, that, just breaking that and changing that.
The first time I heard the term, it was actually 50 years ago. And that was one of the instructors I had in the old PMG, before it was Telstra, before it was Telecom. It was a case of, he would just walk in the room and he'd go, okay, what am I going to learn you today? And it wasn't until a few years later that I understood what he meant. And then going out and being around other men out bush and hearing it out there as well reinforced it again. But it was the fact that when you're learning or teaching other people, you're a part-time teacher, but you're a full-time learner. You can only teach people well if you're also learning from them at the same time. And that's, as I say, when it comes to profiling, know yourself, know the other person, and then change the way you like to be spoken to match the way that they need to be spoken to. Everything is always focus on the other person. No matter how old they are, you'll learn from them. Young kids in the surf club, when I examined them for their awards and things, bronze medallions, I'd ask them about what they were seeing in the surf. And my God, did I get to look at the surf in a completely different way through eyes that were a hell of a lot younger than mine at the time. I was in my 30s then. So you'll learn from everybody. And as I keep saying, I know people say you've got one mouth and two ears. And I go, no, you've got one mouth, you've got two ears, and you've also got two eyes. Use them in that proportion, and at the same time, listen generously. So you get a lot more from people. And that's what we find, the more that we do that, the more we actually appreciate the gifts that every other person's got, because everybody on the planet's got a different personality. And therefore, every one of them have a gift, no matter who they are. You just got to find it. That's time to talk to them. Listen.
Absolutely. And I want to grab something here to get your opinion on it. because this is a big one for me, and it's something that I personally have been sitting with. And I'm going off track a little bit, but I'm okay with that because this is a great conversation. I believe that throughout the years, we've all been growing and learning, and we've been doing the same thing over and over again. But now, because of technology, we're able to learn all these new skills so rapidly. I believe that we're at an age now where we can actually take responsibility for what's happened in the past by choosing our own actions to support the communities that we want going forward. I believe that now is the right time for us as adults that have just got so many opportunities in life to make a conscious decision to make a difference by our actions, from going back and learning and then developing better things because of that. Only my opinion, but that's what I'm doing this year. I'm listening to more stories. I want to hear more people so that I can improve my life, your life, my son's life, my wife's life. You know,
a lot of people that came into the Campfire Project, a lot of people came in and said, well, I don't really have a story. But every last one of them, when they've told their story, oh, my God, you know, there's been value in every one of those stories because they're unique. They belong to that person. So every one of them have a value. And if you don't listen, you miss out. It's not so much, they miss out for the fact that they don't get a chance to share it, but we miss out even more as far as I'm concerned because we don't get the chance to hear it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's where the growth comes from. Like I personally put a lot of my growth last year coming down to just being able to listen and ask questions. And it's sorry, but my son's called Genie at school. They call him Genie. 3 questions, Oscar. That's all you get this time. Just 3 questions. And I'm like, yes. Because how do we know unless we ask? And, you know, we keep saying to people, you know, like we need to ask for help. We need to ask for help. How about we just ask questions? Just ask questions. Don't always have to ask for help. It's great if you do, but if we're not strong enough, ask questions. You know? Yeah. So, but I'm gonna move along on that because I actually want to have a night talking about this because I think it's really important and I think this conversation right now can go for a lot longer. So, just because I want people to get to know us a little bit better, Angela, what puts a smile on your face?
This is, you know, and let me put it this way. The ultimate would be, of course, if we were really face to face, if we were in the same room together, and I could cook for you guys. I love cooking. I love feeding people.
We'd be there to eat.
There better be. I'm a curry at heart, obviously, and we know how to eat, sister. I'm telling you.
And I know to cook for the masses, brother. I know.
Well, what is it you like to cook?
Yeah, come on, Dick. No, everything. That's
okay,
a throw.
Well, I've lived in 9 countries and I've worked in 16. And the one thing I always do is I grab somebody and say, teach me dishes. So I cook everything from Mexican to Peruvian to Thai to Japanese. German, obviously, not so much because I find that really heavy. So I'm modifying dishes so they're not traditionally German anymore. I cook, you know, whatever I feel like. And I love fusion, mixing things together. You know, I love the accidents where, oops, that's not supposed to go in there. Oh, that tastes rather good. I think I'll keep that. I've got a huge spice drawer. I mean, people laugh at me. I'm the person with the 8 different kinds of vinegar, 6 different kinds of chili, you know, 5 different kinds of this. And I just, you know, I mean, that's the only reason I have a house, because that's the one thing I missed when I was living out of a suitcase.
Awesome. Now let me take it a little bit deeper. Sorry, Alan, I've got to say this. What's for canapes on arrival? Is it party pies and sausage rolls with Tommy sauce? If it is, you've got me no matter what.
I was just going to say, Scott, Thomas, what do you reckon? Road trip?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Pick your boys up on the way through. Actually,
Well, I'll organize sausage rolls for you. I've never made them, but I'm sure I could do something. They would be different.
Good Aussie staples on arrival. You know, you're off to a good start, and then you've got a lot of room to move for your beautiful treats that you want to create. So, yeah.
Okay, well, that's definitely something that puts a smile on me. Sorry, Scott?
I'm thinking sausage rolls and meat pies on the road trip, and then we'll get some nutritious food when we get to Brisbane. So, awesome. Angela, I've really enjoyed learning that. Thank you. So, Thomas, what puts a smile on your face, mate?
Food is definitely one of them. And so the memories connected to food definitely put a smile on my face. And so, like, for me, I've got this amazing caramel slice recipe that just, you know, when you try a caramel slice, nothing can compare. And that's not just because it's my recipe. Partly it is, but it generally is a solid caramel slice. So I can nail that sucker, and it's gluten-free and no added sugar. Sorry, not much added sugar. No, definitely food, definitely cars. There's just something about cars for me. My father was was a car person. And I really want to go with my Newy Supercars brand. Sorry, I didn't drop it before, so there's the mention. My Newy Supercars brand. I really would like to go down the line of Make-A-Wish kind of putting kids or putting people into them cars to produce value in their life. You know, it doesn't cost us much to do that, but it means a lot to so many. And so it's them moments that really put a smile on my face a lot. And so, and also definitely this, as Angela pointed out before, you know, I might be 27, but the ability to speak into someone else's life is definitely the highest privilege of my life. And I take that very much with two hands, and I definitely want to honor that very much. So, yeah, it definitely puts a smile on my face, and it definitely makes my heart very, very grateful. So,
awesome, and it's good to know these little things about you, because it's, you know, we are all people, yeah, and
absolutely,
different things make us think. Talking about different things, Helen, what makes you smile, mate?
Well, I'm pretty much, believe it or not, an introvert by nature. Even though I can stand on stage and talk to a lot of people, I can walk into any group and just start profiling people and talking away and everything else. But where I get my energy from is coming back into my cave or disappearing, or karaoke bars and things like that have no interest for me whatsoever. But sitting down and having a conversation with people, which is in depth, then that's where the real passion comes in, because I really love finding out about people, and I love finding out what they're doing in their lives, etc. The Campfire Project has been my home that I finally created, because, as I said, I didn't really belong in many areas or any areas as I grew up. And so I've created a place where I feel really comfortable, to the point that I can now step further out of it and watch it grow as well. And I'm enjoying that side of it. The fact that virtually 2 decades that I've been working in trying to get and working with families and children and everything else, and the education departments is finally coming together. That excites me, because it's been 2 decades, with all the awards and things this year, that may sound like I'm an overnight success, but it's been 2 decades to get to that point. And so a slow process.
There's the pony.
But I can see a lot more happening with the Campfire Project. One of the things, if I might mention at this point, is that I know when we were doing the panel discussions earlier on, Scott, you were saying that when you were working on the job, it was difficult to watch a video, but it would be great to listen to the audios. So we put the audios out on my personal podcast, but that's now going to become a Campfire podcast. So all of the panel discussions, like the one-on-ones, are always going to be safe and protected, and everybody who does those respect it in the Campfire. But the panel discussions, we're going to share those out on the podcast. But as of a couple of weekends ago, I was asked if I'd be happy enough for those recordings to go up onto an internet radio station. And so the Campfire Project will have a regular time on there as well. So all the panels that I've done, the panels that you've done, Scott, and the ones that you other guys are going to be doing, they will be going up onto that. And we've got 140 of them up, panel discussions we've done so far in total. There's a lot of time before we need to really have a lot more, but we're continually making more. So this will go on for a long period of time. And a big thank you to Martine Pedersen, who is one of the members here in the Campfire Project. It's her brainchild. And the group is called moodfood.com. So mood, M-O-O-D, food, O-O-D.com will be the radio station. And we'll be starting to see that on there as well. So that I'm excited about. And we've also, with the hashtag We Together, has become a website, which is an online shopping platform, which is now supporting some of the charities in the group and also making shopping a lot easier for people and giving them savings. So that's what I'm loving and looking forward to, is coming up with more ideas and more ways of doing things. And the only way I've been able to do that, and this is why I'm very appreciative to all of you guys, is that you've allowed me that freedom by doing the work you're doing. That's allowed me to keep coming up with new ideas and all of those things. And where we're going with this is becoming a global community. I've got people from all over the world who have been interviewing me about the Campfire Project. And so that community we've been trying to create, where respect and everything else, where we do ask questions, not to put the person down as to why they think that, but explain to me so I can learn. That's what I'm really excited about.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. We're all sitting here smiling, mate. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Go Papa Bear. Yes.
But that the smile is genuine, and I love that. And it does put a smile on your face. So, yeah. I'm just going to be really quick on that because I want to share what puts a smile on my face. You know, like dadding. I love dadding. I love being a dad. Just being a dad. It's just so much fun. I just smile watching Oscar grow. You know, and I often hear about people talk about, I wish their kids could stay so cute and so young. Can't wait to see the man he becomes. I can't wait to see him be the leader that I know he's becoming, you know, and the fear that comes with that leadership, you know, he's already said to me that I see you doing great things and you're a leader, but I see the pain that comes with it. And he goes, it's hard. I'm not sure I want to be a leader. And I said, that's so beautiful, mate, because that's what makes you a leader. You ask questions. You want to understand it. I said, it's a beautiful thing. Being a leader is amazing. You get to sit and work with people, support people. He's got this. I've got to share this moment. I'm so proud of him. This year, grade 5, he gets to, poor kid, I talk about it all the time, but I'm just so proud, right? He's grade 5, he gets his preppy this year. And all the other kids run over and sort of got their grade 5, their preppies, or the grade 5ers did. And he's gone over, and he's telling me this. He goes, I've gone over and I've got this young Leo, which is a gorgeous kid. He goes, I asked him what he would like to do. I asked him what he does. And I spent the first half an hour learning him. And then we became Zen masters together. Then we did handshakes. He goes, the other kids were telling the preppies what to do. He goes, I was there listening. And I've just gone, high five, big man. I'm so proud of you. You know that day that you told me you're unsure about being a leader? I said, you are today. You supported and learned. How did that feel? It goes, so good, Dad. That makes me smile. Yeah?
Makes me cry, brother.
Yeah.
My wife.
That's why I'm drinking so much water.
Oh, cheers. But as well, my wife makes me smile. You know, if you followed the journey in the campfire, I talk about it openly, you know, and there's a lot of pain that comes with that relationship and a lot of things that have happened in our lives. I'm talking about it. I'm learning. I'm becoming a better husband. Tonight, before we came on, this chair sitting outside, we're selling our house, everything's going on. We've got a lot of stuff going on. sat outside and had an ice cream on the seat with her for the first time. Made me smile. Oh, so a bit emotional, but that's all right. That's a little bit. That's a bit about me. So I'm going to move along a little bit. Because this makes me smile. Loving people makes me smile. I love people. We're all beautiful, So I'm going to ask you, Alan, if you could wave a magic wand and change one thing in society, what would that be?
I'd like to see everybody in the Campfire Project and doing exactly what everybody in the Campfire Project is doing, listening and paying respect to each other. If we do that, because I know there's the Me Too movement, the Men Too movement, and yes, all of those were needed at the time that they came out, but then they become open to abuse. When you've got tribes, you're always going to have wars. But when you're standing shoulder to shoulder in the We Together approach, you're fixing the problem straight away. Because you're working together, you're not looking at each other as a problem. You're looking at the problem together, and you find your solution. So if I could wave a magic wand, I'd have the world knowing about the Campfire Project and all wanting to get in here.
Brilliant. Love it. Awesome. I waved it. I don't know if it happened yet, but anyway.
Okay.
I should have brought the wand. So, Angela, if you could wave a magic wand, what's the one thing in our society you would change?
I would change wave the magic wand so everybody understands how to do anger constructively. To know how to actually use anger as a power for good. Because we don't know how to do that. And I think anger is a really good thing, but we need to learn how to actually do it in a constructive way. So that's what I'm passionate about. That's part of my project, because I grew up with very, very angry people, and nobody was really able to use that in a way that it created a lot of dysfunction, a lot of drama, a lot of distrust. And and you can use anger in such a way that it actually builds trust, that it builds connection. But we don't teach that. And that's the generational trance. Again, this is the whole medicating thing, the pushing it down, the depression, the suicides, the raging, the drinking. I mean, all of those are suppressed anger or acted out in a way. But you can use anger in a really, really constructive way. So.
Teach us. Teach us.
Yeah, definitely teach us.
We're listening. Yeah. Thank you. Thomas, if you had that magic wand, mate, what's the one thing in our society that you would change?
It would be this is a huge one, and it kind of goes a little bit deeper from what Ange was talking about. For me, it's showing people's true identity, and see. There's a story in relation again in the Bible about the talents, where this ruler gives 3 servants 1 bag of talent, another one 2 bags of talents, and the other one 5 bags of talent. And that one really ministered to me over 2020 because the 2 and the 5 did exactly what they were planning to do. They went out and they doubled the money, because they saw, and their view on their ruler wasn't one of what the one with the 1 talent had. And so the 1 talent fella put that talent into the ground, and he buried it, and he hid it, and he did nothing with it. And so he then come back, when the ruler come back, they all lined up again. They all said their little quote and their little speech. The 5 and the 2 was good and faithful servant. You've done great with little. Now you've got much, right? So all happy days. They were all partying. They were all going to town, And then the same with the 2, but then the 1, his view on his ruler was the issue and the disconnect. And so where he needed to understand his power and his ability and his strength, to understand that what was given to him was the capacity, and he has the capacity for, he can go out and do the 2 and the 5, but his view on himself and on his ruler was flawed. And so when we understand that aspect, that we are powerful and we all have a gift, as Alan was saying before, is that gift doesn't need to be buried, because we are so much more powerful. And so when we understand our true power, our true worth, our true identity, we can understand that, yes, we've had shit in our lives, we've shoveled so much shit out of that room, but we are still a pony, and that pony, although it was being surrounded by so much shit, might have been dirty. Wash it off and it looks pristine. You are valuable. That $100 note that you see scrunched up in the dirt or the mud on the side of the road that you pick up still has the same value when it's dirty and when it's washed off. And that's what you are.
That's it.
That's big. To own yourself is the biggest gift, I feel. One thing I heard there that I think is going to be a big thing this year, the pony. The pony's going to be a big thing this year. We're going to be talking about the pony.
If not, it's going to be the shit.
Just remember, guys, that the shit itself is not really the issue or the problem. It depends on how we interpret it. The bird was in the tree and it fell out. It was chirping away, lost balance, and fell into a cow pie on the ground. Yeah. And the fox came along and smelt it and then walked away. And so then the cow came along and took the bird out of the shit and cleaned it off. And then the fox came back and ate it. So the fact that you're in the shit sometimes keep you warm and protected, but it's where we grow from as well.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. We need good shit for us to grow well, I reckon.
So I think that's going to be the theme for this year. It's either going to be a pony or shit. You started,
Angela. That's perfect. So, but I want to share something that I learned the other day, which has really made me think. And we had a great panel discussion with Kenny and Jerome. And Jerome wished that more boys would learn to read. And in doing some of the things I did last, specificity of conversation is amazing if we learn how to do that. And the only way we're going to be able to have more specificity in our conversation is by having a better vocabulary to explain ourselves. I sit and I watch and I see things, and I've got a young guy who at the moment who I'm working with is just amazing. And he read his first book last year as a 26-year-old man. He sat in front of 20-odd blokes and read one page of the book. It took 20 minutes. Not one bloke said a single word. Every bloke had tears down his face. This guy's learning to communicate because he's learning to get a vocabulary. So if I could wave a magic wand, I'd give everybody the power to read, because it's just so important. And from that conversation last week, I'm reorganizing myself, and I'm going to make sure that I read half an hour every day. I want the vocabulary to be able to tell people how I feel, so as I'm understood. Because if I feel understood, I can change things. I can feel better. My environment feels better. So that's a big one, and thank you for that. And my last question to us all is, and I'm going to go first on this one, because what does community mean to you? Community to me means the world. It's everything to me. Community is how we grow. Community is how we stand together. Community is something that I am proud of and I want to keep building. That's what community means to me. Thomas, what does community mean to you?
Harmony. I really see community as harmony. and I sense and I understand that this is a place of harmony. The Campfire Project produces harmony. When we understand the oneness of who we are and the oneness of all of us around us, that's community and that's harmony. We all have a place. Sorry, I was thinking about a story there. I'm not going to go with it, but we all have a place at the wall, building the wall or strengthening the wall, and that community and that position, is there to protect us from the negative and the things that we've pushed so hard to get rid of in our life. It's not a wall of badness. It's a wall of protection in the sense of maintaining the harmony of community. I don't know why that was the wording that I chose, but I really sense that when we love one another for who we are and the stuff and the battles that we've faced and the things that we've come through and are giving back and valuing and producing value in people's lives because of the pain that we've gone through, that produces a harmony, and that's where I see community. So
I love it. And I'm sorry I'm sitting here with tears at the minute because the guy who I was talking about actually put the comment up. I read my first book ever, MODOK. It's the guy I was talking about. I'm so proud of you, Frank. I'm so proud of you. Sorry. And sorry. And thank you, Thomas, because harmony is a big part of community. Mm-hmm. Angela, what does community mean to you?
Connection. And more than that, it's connection and the appreciation of diversity. Communities often, as you know, it unites us in a certain way because we share certain values or a certain purpose. But and this is something I really love about the Campfire, is there's so much diversity, and we all get along. We all connect, and we are authentic in how we express ourselves. There's no, I have to turn myself into a pretzel in order to be accepted. It is here I am, warts and all. And people sit and go and we celebrate each other's uniqueness. That's what I love. And that for me is true community.
Beautiful. Thank you. Alan, community.
Well, finishing off on that little bit, the way I look at it is the differences that we all have. That's where our real beauty is. And we build teams through our differences, not our similarities, because our similarities are where we might feel comfortable sitting and talking to that person. But when it comes to activities, we then want to do the stuff that they want to do, and they don't want to do the stuff that we don't want to do, and vice versa. So we only want to do the same stuff. Therefore, we're fighting over that stuff. It's in the differences that we really build strong teams. The community, the connection, as you've been saying, but you've got communities out there, some are dysfunctional. Underneath all of that comes down to the relationships that we built. Funny enough, I come out with relationships, isn't it? But relationships are the foundations of everything in life. And it's not just relationships, but strong relationships, as you've all been saying, respectful relationships, having those conversations, taking time to listen and learn from somebody, and celebrating the differences that we have, not being fearful of the differences. This is where problems come up. When people are fearful of something, then they want to fight it and all the rest of it. So to get over all those separations between us is to learn about those differences, and then we can embrace those differences. And the moment we have that one attitude, we've fixed our problems like a click of our fingers.
Yep.
I'm going to speak for all of us. I love this community. I love the growth that happens inside this community. I love the opportunity to ask questions that I don't know the answer to without the fear of being harassed, hassled, because I don't know the answer. I love my community. Every single one of us inside the Campfire, I can't say thank you enough. You teach me so much, and I'm sure the other three people on screen right now feel exactly the same. So on that note, I'm actually going to finish up, if that's okay. I really want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for letting us know a little bit more about each of us. I think it's really important because we're going to change the world. We're going to change it by communicating and listening to one and each other. And it's actually time. We actually need to take the responsibility to do that. And we're here to do this. So, and we can't do it without you. So, on that, I want one final bit of advice from everybody. You've got 1 minute, and I'm going to hold you to that minute. This year, what's your bit of advice to somebody? Alan?
Well, one thing that I always go by is the most important thing I'll ever learn is the next thing I learn after I think I know everything. So if you have ego that you know everything, or you have the lack of self-esteem that you feel that you have to know everything, don't. The whole thing is keep an open mind. Anybody talks, take it all in, learn from it, and then go out and test it out, check it out for yourself. Do your own investigation. We'll see a lot on the news, and we can all take it all in, and they will be screwed up in our minds. Listen to what everyone's saying. Look for the sources, research it, find out for yourself, and then make your decision based on what you've done, not what somebody else is telling you.
Brilliant. Thank you. And thank you for being on tonight. Thomas, 1 minute.
Oh, shivers. This is hard.
7 seconds.
Attitude. Never again. It's simply, I would hope that we come into this year with a never again attitude that as the story said with David, once again, he started with the battle. He was battling the Philistines, but never again. And so never again will you let your light dim because of someone else's opinions of you. Never again will you embrace that narrative, is my prayer for 2021, because your narrative and your story that you have within you is a never again stance and never again capacity, because never again will you stand and go through that, because you are incredible. Your identity is so much stronger, and your power, your strength, and everything that you are is much, much more than what them opinions of you are. And so please do not launch into 2021 with a 15-year-old strategy of once again, because once again, you're not getting the never again. Because I've got to stop it there. It's probably 1 minute. But yeah.
And thank you, Thomas, and thank you for being on tonight. Angela.
Well, for me, it's two things. It's being, on one hand, it's have courage, be courageous, just move forward. The new normal is not going to be the old normal. We have an opportunity to make lots of changes, and instead of hoping that we're going to go back to what was before, let's just move forward. But at the same time, also be gentle with yourself, because this is a time that's really stressful on many levels. So this is the self-caring, the self-compassion. So again, when you're tired, sleep. Don't push forward. It's like I had as my mantra for this year is I live with grace and ease. And just saying that relaxes me. It doesn't mean that I'm stopping and that I'm lazy. It just means that I stop pushing. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep shoveling.
No.
Get that pony.
Yeah, and we're all chasing that this year. For me, my one bit of advice for everybody this year is pause. Be present. It is what it is. Enjoy it for what it is. Take the lessons, take the opportunity. But just pause and be in that moment. On that note, I want to say thank you, Angela. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Alan. I'm looking forward to a great year of understanding, learning, and just being a part of one another's community. Next week, we're going to open up with what does it mean to be a man? What does it mean to be a man in today's society? What is that? Week after, what does it mean to be a woman? If you feel like being on a panel, send me a message. Let me know. If you want to be on either of those panels, jump on. We'll get some. I want to get this conversation. And this year, my aim this year is to define the traits of a good man. I want to target. I want to know what I'm aiming for so I can see it and have a crack at it. I don't care if I fall short. I don't care if I go past. I just want a target. So, beautiful. On that, have an amazing, amazing night, everybody. Thank you so much. And thank you, panelists. You're gorgeous, and I can't wait to see your faces more often. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, you guys. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.